It was just after midnight. You're awake. Not because of a sound, because of a feeling. The air is thick, wet, heavy with the smell of rain soaking into old wood and brick. Somewhere outside, thunder rolls low and distant, like a warning that never quite arrives. You tell yourself it's nothing. Then you hear it. A single note of jazz drifting through the humid night. Soft. Lonely. Wrong. New Orleans. 1918. The city breathes differently after dark. Gas lamps flicker against slick cobblestone streets. The Mississippi moves slow and black beneath the fog. Music leaks from dance halls and parlors. Cornets wailing. Pianos laughing. Drums tapping out a rhythm that feels almost alive. And somewhere in that rhythm, someone is listening. He doesn't knock. He doesn't break windows. He removes a panel from the back door. Quietly, patiently, as if he belongs there. They would later call him the Axeman. On the night of May 23, 1918, Joseph Maggio and his wife, Catherine Maggio, were asleep in their modest home above a small grocery store. The rain had stopped hours earlier. The city was wrapped in a damp silence. Inside the bedroom, the air smelled of flour dust and iron. The killer entered without a word. He used an axe found inside the house. That detail would become important, because it meant he didn't bring murder with him. He borrowed it. Joseph's throat was cut so deeply that the razor blade nearly severed his head. Catherine's skull was crushed with such force that fragments of bone were embedded in the mattress. There was no robbery. Money lay untouched. It wasn't theft. It was something else. Something personal. Or something theatrical.
Over the next year, more homes would be breached. More bodies would be discovered in blood-soaked beds. Mostly Italian grocers. Mostly attacked in their sleep. Each scene the same. Panel removed. Door unlocked from inside. Axe from the property. Brutality beyond reason. Survivors described a large man. Dark, powerful, silent. And always, the music. Jazz was rising in New Orleans then. Wild and electric. Born in the city's veins. Some said the Axeman hated it, but that wasn't true. He loved it, or at least, he claimed to. On March 13, 1919, a letter arrived at the offices of the Times-Picayune. It was addressed simply, to the people of New Orleans. The writer claimed to be the Axeman. He said he was a demon from the hottest hell. He said he would kill again, but he made a promise. On the following Tuesday night, he would spare every person in the city, as long as jazz music was playing in their home. Think about that. An entire city, held hostage by a melody. When Tuesday came, New Orleans transformed. Dance halls overflowed. Bands played until their lips bled. Families who had never cared for jazz dragged pianos into living rooms. Windows were left open so the music could spill into the streets. The air vibrated with brass and fear. And that night, no one died. Was it coincidence? Was it manipulation? Or was the Axeman out there,
walking beneath the gas lamps, smiling at the sound of survival. After that, the murders slowed. One final brutal attack in October 1919, then silence. No arrest, no trial, no confirmed identity. Some suspected organized crime, others believed it was racially motivated violence disguised as madness. A few thought it was a single unhinged mind orchestrating terror for attention.
There were suspects, confessions, even a man shot to death in Los Angeles years later, rumored to be the killer. But nothing definitive. No fingerprints that mattered. No reliable witness. No name carved into history. Just an axe and a letter and the echo of jazz in the dark. Now imagine it again. It's past midnight. Rain presses against the windows. The smell of wet earth seeps into your bedroom. Somewhere in the distance, a trumpet moans, a slow, trembling note that hangs in the air like a question. You're not sure whether to feel comforted or warned. Because more than a century later, the Axeman of New Orleans remains exactly what he wanted to be: unseen, uncaught, and listening.